Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Moin. Hello. Seems like we've lost the battle against the comfy chair. Well, you have to deal with me then. Hello, demons of Hazy Boy, Dev, Battle, and Jill. Welcome. Hope you all had a nice, relaxing week and have enjoyed some hobby. I'm still not very far on. There's still the explosion to be done. Or to be finished, rather. I'm not sure if Jerry will jump in later tonight, if he's still awake. Jerry, if you're hearing this, jump in. Hello, Jamis Cuts. So, in lack of preparation, I'm gonna need a coffee. That's a lot of Jeff's money. Yeah, it is, especially if it's... But then again, he just bought himself an AI company, that Bezos man, so I'm doubting he's lacking funds. Demons have built a nice pair of legs. That's something you usually don't hear very often. Jill might have seen this as well. Over on Mastodon, somebody showed off a kit they have bashed together from various assortment kits they got over the last 20 years, and they're now making a Doom bell for Skaven. Problem being, the frame is the old Doom bell, and the bell itself is from the new kit, so the bell is way too big. Not that anybody would notice. Hello, Dutch and Zork. Welcome. Kebab, Mr. Ewok. Hello. Well, it's kinda brown, but it's not lemonade. Cheers. Skaven's sense of scale is flexible. Yeah, I'm guessing that. Yes, dirty mucky coffee. Made with the best waters from the Ang. Thou shalt not piss me off, to translate the mug freely. No, that's German for, yeah, don't go on my nerves, in Yoda speak. I'm pretty sure that that's not official license by Disney. It says nowhere on the tin. Hello, Zoid Pinhead. Let's try get this. It's barely legible. I might take a picture. So what have I been up to the last 48 hours, more or less? So you might remember there's a new and freshly painted version of Star Wars Legion sitting just in the shelves. No Brock yet. I did these cards, just about 108. Sleeved those. Sleeved this box, which is about 191. And that's about roughly a third of what I need to sleeve for the complete set for 2nd edition Empire Rebels and Scum and Villainy. So 3 more to go. Jill always wanted to be a streak. No, James, it's not a trading card game. What the motherfuckers over at Atomic Mass Games did, they not only redid the cards for the units, which I could have completely passed on, but instead of using the smaller mini American sizes for upgrades, every card is now standard size. Or hope not. I hope they don't do cards again. No, I think this is now the official version for the next, I'd say, 2 years, roughly. And at some point, I might actually get a game in. Well, I could read them beforehand, so you might want to see your optician. Free from the confines of the YouTube censoring here. Yeah, here's somebody else doing the censoring. Oh, some may remember I was on a meeting with old people of the school thingamajig. So my graduation class, that was the word I'm looking for, had a meeting. And so that we would recognize each other, we got little badges with old pictures of ours. Do you want to see mine? Of course you do. It's 30 years old. Prepare yourselves and be amused. Yep, that's me in the young age of 19. Well, I'm sitting here, James, so I either am an undead or I survived. Good question. Don't know. No, Demon's Up Beard wasn't available on this model before version 2021. I was really late on facial hair. Really, really late. I was so late that I could do most of my military service without shaving on a regular basis. Yep, that Ewok, to be fair, I felt as someone like that, to be frank. So yeah, I'm getting the vibes. Well, it was more fun than I had thought, but at the same time, some people really never change. So I'm going to start sleeving again, because why not? And we can have a little chit-chat about what was happening in the industry. Oh, before we go there, I had a blast today with explaining to my customers why their internet provided services were all fucked up, because somewhere Cloudflare just went poof. No, I don't think so. Plus, the Bundeswehr has a training center located within the Netherlands, so that's all fine. It's never DNS, James. It's always somebody not being able to provide proper services to their own infrastructure. I've read something along the lines on the latest AWS outage that it was basically just a badly implemented AI written script that had fucked up settings. And since the settings then propagated, DNS did what DNS is supposed to do. It only was fed wrong information. So shit in, shit out. I knew we forgot to hit delete. Well, something like that. I'm guessing there was maybe just some kind of typo, maybe unvalid data put out onto the DNS, and hence why everybody's blaming DNS. Yeah, James, that's the point. And First Voices in industry is also raising concerns that yes, we can do things faster now with AI, but at the same time we need more time to fix mistakes AI made. So bottom line is the same. Oh, James, it's not only your work where that is a running joke. It's an internet meme by now. And the worst part is once the enshittification of code with AI slop has reached a certain point, it'll all crash. Yeah, somebody has a shirt. I can't remember the name of that YouTuber. But that was just the icing on the cake, and that's the reason why I was more or less prepared to do sleeving now for an hour or two. Because Beast of War relies on Cloudflare, and Cloudflare just fucked up, and I didn't know if that would be working again tonight. Oh, Zoidpin Head is a streaker now as well. Oh no! You naughty, naughty people. It's way too cold to be streaking. Oh, and if we're on the subject of critical infrastructure, have you seen the news that Meta, with WhatsApp, has all their information leaked? All of it. Everything. Some researchers found a database unprotected, unencrypted in the middle of the interwebs. Every WhatsApp account is compromised. And if the EU now follows through with applying law, technically they should be eligible for 4% of Meta's annual earnings. Oh, Ewok, what makes you think that was a kebab shop? Could be a sushi bar or a fish and chip shop. Salmonella isn't very picky on where it raises its nice little orangey head. So other than the mini extravaganza that I completely couldn't watch in real time, sadly, because I was drinking heavily with former classmates, did anything important happen hobby-wise over the weekend? Have I missed something? Have companies gone belly up? Inventory sold? Have you started your Terrain Fest? Zoidpin Head was at Warfare. Well, at least you were hobby adjacent. G-Dubs probably sold out their latest pre-order. What was their latest pre-order? Can't really remember. Oh, Zoidpin Head is playing with his new Speed Paints pens. I'm looking forward to the results and the experience reports. Games Workshop shut down and ceased trading. Apart from that, nothing. Nice try, Mr. Demon's Hub. Well, that... Can you imagine if for whatever reason Games Workshop would be blasted off the face of the market from one day to the next, how that would change our hobby? Chaos My Little Ponies. Oh, that's a crossover I wanted to see. Oh, James, I've seen your leading replacement parts. I'm not sure if that happens in the UK as well, but wasn't there... who did it? Was it Reaper Miniatures? Where you could bring in metal miniatures and get credit for that. Oh, and Warp Miniatures now have a brick and mortar store in Nottingham. Yes, bring out your lead. That's the one I was thinking of. Well, it was bloody names. I just said it. I need to rewind and find that information. If it's heavy enough, I can. Well, it's not a knife, so you're probably in the clear when you're carrying that around. Also, it doesn't leave bad marks like a steel pipe, I'm imagining, so... Warp Miniatures Ewok Kebab. The ones with the very whimsical and weird-looking models. Yes, Artwork, that's the one I was thinking of. Zorg says they are making a new Alita film. I'm guessing you're referring to Battle Angel Alita. The last one wasn't too bad. I might be tempted to go and watch that one as well. No, Dutch, nothing of that kind, you naughty old man. Ewok Kebab is 10 miles from Nottingham, or as they say in Nottingham, too close. Not sure. Let me look at the email if I can find it quickly. Where's the... bricks mortar shop. Nestled within Nottingham's Sneaton Market? Huh? I don't know. That's what it says in the email. I'm going to post that into chat. You make what sense you can. Sneinton. Oh, it's just a bad fund. Hello, Mr. Crispin. Welcome to the show. Oh, Seocast not being used for Warzone anymore. Is it not as viable as they thought it would have been? You think if we all would buy into Warzone, it would keep the game alive a wee bit longer? Can you imagine what would happen to our hobby if Nottingham was hit by some kind of natural disaster and all companies located there would be just gone? Not only Games Workshop, but every company. That would be terrible. I'm not even sure what every company is sitting there. Voila! Well, Demon Sub, controlling is a harsh word. Do they really control, or do they just make sure things are used properly? I think I had one or two Cast miniatures in my greedy, grubby hands, and they were right. Not the grandest, but okay. Nottingham was nearly hit by natural disaster. Most people call it Mansfield. What? The Warlord's resin is Cast. I'm guessing Warlord has a bit more leverage on how to do things with the amount of stuff they produce. Yeah, I think that's the main advantage of Cast is that you can have different blends, mixes, and variations to fit your needs on whatever mold you're filling. But at the same time, I guess that's the biggest downside because you have to adjust for every kind of casting you do. Hello, Mr. Wonky Goblin, welcome. Metal Cast. Well, I think what you're referring to, Demon Sub, is spin casting. Just get yourselves an old washing machine. Well, with metal, James, you theoretically have the chance to do your own stuff if you are a fan of metallurgy and are able to mix stuff, but I guess that's something that's beyond the capabilities of most people. How's the War Games Atlantic coverage? Oh, you naughty man, Mr. James Guns. You very naughty man. Can somebody explain to me why my Steam is still running? Steam, go away. You take up much too many resources. Yeah, James, I get that. The mixture should be interesting. Oh, that's the Steam Cube has been announced a few days ago, or have there been prices mentioned? Other than that, I really want to know what pricing there will be. I today had a little talk to some people in the know, and they're guessing Valve will be heavily subsidizing that little gaming cube, and it will be around the $600 mark. Yeah, Jill, probably not, especially with memory prices going brrr. I'm somewhere in the depends on how big the hard drive is going to be category. I think somewhere around 800 to 1,000 euros, and I'd be fine with that. Didn't they say they had two versions, one with 512 and 1 terabyte? I think they made two versions, but I might be wrong. The best thing I've seen so far is the guys and girls over at oh, what's their face again? D-Brand. The people who make foils for your smartphones have actually announced a companion cube cover for the GameCube. So I'm looking forward to that. I might have made this mistake and shown that to my daughter to much her delight. Of course, I'm actually astounded that Steam themselves hadn't had a decal of sorts for a companion cube. Oh god, here we go again. Best viewer stream, blah, goodbye. The cake is a lie. Indeed it is. Portal is a nice game. It's relaxing. All the bots are getting desperate. Either way, it's fine by me. Well, I'm looking forward to whatever Lord Gaben is going to bestow on us price-wise for that little PC. Regardless of pricing, it's still only sort of about double what I would have to pay for a decent new GPU for my rig, so I could just very well just go all in. Yeah, Demon Sub, that's a good one. Somewhere I have a link to a web page where you can put in text and it gets read by GLaDOS. I need to pick that out again. Yeah, the one I'm currently looking at is the 9060 XT. That's 350 euros and is about 3 times as fast as my 1060. Yeah, Dutch, it's the second time they're trying the Steam Machine thing. Main difference is last time they provided the operating system and had third-party vendors build the machines. This time, they're doing it themselves. Yeah, but you have to be careful, James Cuts. The 9060 XT comes in 2 flavors. With 8 gigabytes of video RAM and with 16 gigabytes of video RAM. And you can't tell by the name, you need to look at the specs. Next pack. How much was those? 112. And now for 88 more. A wee bit suspicious that the evil empire gets 88 command cards. ATI cards don't play nice with Blender? Why is that? No, Zork. China GPUs are crap because they lack support for anything. Well, James, yes, ATI is Radeon, AMD. Though I have to be fair, my little laptop has a AMD GPU in it, and that takes some finagling to make DaVinci Resolve work. So Blender is not working with ATI, but NVIDIA simply has the rendering leg up. Gotcha. How about the Intel cards? They have some interesting rendering options. I was contemplating about getting one of those instead of major brands, I almost said. But the pockets are empty, so yeah. No new GPU currently, maybe at the end of the year. Or after Christmas. Well, I think it comes down at some time. How much more money do you need to invest on an NVIDIA card in regards to a similar working ATI card or AMD card? I'm guessing at some point you're getting way more bang for your buck on AMD cards. James, I don't like giving anybody my money. I want to keep my money. It's my money. But I get what you say. So welcome to the Hobby Hangout, where I do sleeving cards for the hobby while talking tech. And I am listening to music. Currently running Dimmuborgi. Oh, James, that I can get behind. Yeah, Jill, I know. Also, giving away your money keeps the economy running. Two-generation old, so you're on a 30 series. And I'm here sitting on my 10 series, hoping that it doesn't crap the bed. 3090 Ti. You show off. Jill, why is Fantasy Flight Games a bunch of other souls? What have they done that now scalpers are on their way, gobbling up supplies? For what game? What cards? Oh, today I've read that sunsetting Marvel Championships content, and now already everything's sold out. Well, that's bad. Hold on. I need to find that article. A second. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, so Asmodee is bringing back Star Wars RPG books. Age of Rebellion, Edge of Empire. Street date is 12th of December. No, I don't think they will do a new books. If Asmodee is doing re-releases, they might be. I don't know. It's just a short little article I read over at IC2V, ICV2. Sorry. Let me plonk you the link. No, you don't go there. Today I can't type. I can't copy paste. What am I good for? Hello? Would you kindly? No, it won't. Fucking hell. What is happening here? That's the link. Nidrona, I don't know what card that will be, but yeah, I've seen interesting comments on Wet Weather Stormtroopers. I feel the article description is accurate, but man, couldn't have they thought about something less weird? Have you tried looking at shops online, not in the UK, potentially carrying English versions of that game, Jill? Do they get Imperial umbrellas to shoot lasers? I was thinking on how easy it would be to convert standard stormtrooper units to these special troopers by simply using green stuff and making your own capes. Dutch wants regular stormtroopers for Star Wars Crisis Protocol. Didn't they already come in one set, or was it just clone troopers? What was that called again? Marvel Champions. Let me look. I just seen it. Where is it gone? There, that's the one. Oh, that's why it's not appearing. English titles. Filter. Manufacturer. Fantasy Flight Games. Barely anything left at my local store. Filter more. Only show applicable. It's just basically Galaxy's Most Wanted expansion. That's still available, but I'm guessing that's one you already have. Let me copy and paste. Yeah, it was worth a try. Sometimes sets of not local languages tend to sit a bit longer. Good night, what's up? Oh, Star Wars Unlimited. I have the slightest idea. I've looked at it. I did like the artwork, and it's a collectible card game, so I'm out. I've got enough cards as is. I don't need a collectible card game. Says the man who has bought more X-Wing Star Wars pocket model blind buys that he would like to admit. Trading card game. Well, we have trading card games, collectible card games. We have Fantasy Flight had their living card games, whatever that meant. I'm pretty sure James Workshop has done card games, in at least in licensing. Oh, speaking of TT, I might have sent someone down a rabbit hole tonight. They were talking about watching a playthrough of Full Tilt, and that they watched it with their daughter, and their daughter liked the concept, and now they were looking forward to playing Full Tilt. And I suggested maybe go look for Half Tilt. Well, James, that's the collecting and hoarding aspect of the hobby. Yeah, it's gambling to a degree, and the blind buys is just, yeah. Some people get a fix out of that. Yeah, technically you're right, Dutch. It's a game of chance, but it's unregulated. At least here, I wouldn't know that there's any law forbidding children to buy into Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or what they're all called. Pay to win, to a big lesser degree, yes. Yes, James, I'm alternating orientation on the cards. Just to have you annoyed. Deadly, yeah, those are the people who make that that business really work. People who buy complete display sets of cards. I never would have thought that people would actually do that. Until I've seen people taking home boxes upon boxes. And the next time I talked to somebody about it, they showed me their umpteenth containers full of cards they can't use because they're not working. In that regard, the living card games from Fantasy Flight Games were actually much more friendly. Get in there. Oh, James, you might remember a year or two ago, somebody made a fake video about using a rare Black Lotus to make gaming tokens, and the internet was, oh no, you can't do that. See, I bought into the Star Wars living card game with at least 3 factions. I never played once because nobody else bought it. At least not to my knowledge. Somehow, card games go over my head because the way most seem to work is the what do you call it? The synergies of some cards. I just can't get a grip in my head, so I'm just plonking down cardboard, hoping for the best. $177 cards. Hook me sideways. Some more. I'm guessing 2027, James? Well, I haven't even checked if they've gone out of their way to now not put points costs on them. Nope, still points cost on them, which is a shame because they are altering points cost all the time. Fucking hell. What do you mean on how many games will I get? Or is it Wonky Goblin you're asking? Jesus Christ. Atomic Mass Games, what are you thinking? Oh, I hope a lot of times. We played quite regularly with version 1. And since now Atomic Mass Games have released the brand spanking new November update, I'm holding my breath that Asmodee Germany is now making sure the translated version will follow soon after. What's the cost per game card? I can give you a rough guesstimation. Solar powered calculator doesn't work. Hold on. I need the big calculator. So that was roughly 15 cents per card. Oh, I forgot the sleeving. Hold on. We're up to 17 cents. Stormtroopers, 36 points. 3 units? Oh, that's the heavy unit, okay. Playing with unsleeved cards, totally fine by me. It's just... I like to preserve them. And that's just more easily done with sleeved cards. But if somebody wants to play without sleeving, fine by me. What I would like to have is something like... people might remember that the Army Builder program that once was a great tool on Windows to make your little lists. I don't want online tools. The sets I'm currently sleeving are basically for people who already own a fuck ton of miniatures. New sets contain the cards as per usual. So there is, as far as I know, nothing changed. Though, I don't think I have any new sets yet. True wonky, they don't stack well, and they slide around on the table like nobody's business. But I don't need to be scared of my grubby little hands touching cards while I'm having a snack or something. And these are just the unit cards. The base cards for command and objects and setting up maps is all in one of the core sets that I still need to get. So we have what have we got here? So the command sets contain units for the commanding presence and the pip cards, if you remember. So basically for your HQs and stuff, your named characters, and the regular unit set is for the rest. Hello, Mr. Primary. So technically you don't need to buy these if you're starting new with Legion, but if you already have a collection of miniatures, it helps go. Plus, most of these cards are available as a PDF print, and printed cards are tournament legal, so you technically you don't need to buy any of those. You're also good with having only one card on the table when playing, so you don't need to have these at all. These are literally a nice to have. But I like nice to have. It's nice to have. Theoretically, you could say I have 3 factions: Empire, Rebels, and whatever has been come out for mercenaries so far. Oh, and have you seen the mercenary tank they have announced? That's a piece of good-looking kit. That's a miniature that really calls to me and says, "Buy me, paint me." Good night, Dutch. Maybe I really should should do some kind of inventory for my miniatures and then do a little cry. Bolt action Star Wars. That sounds interesting. No, no spreadsheets. Don't make me cry. You horrible person. The thing is with using alternative rules for any existing game is for me twofold. One, I can't stop thinking about the rules how the manufacturer intended them. And 2, I'm too stupid to make up stuff on the fly, so it would be a fuck ton of work ahead of playing, and I don't have that time. If I were at a convention or a gaming day of some sort, and somebody would have a rule set sitting and explaining to me, I might be tempted, but I'm not doing that myself. Bolter action. Well, that's a name that comes off easily, and everybody knows what's meant. That's nice. I feel most people, like myself, are letting themselves down by just sticking to major published rules. But then again, my gaming days are so far in between that I really want to concentrate on things. And I'm not sure how Jerry's managing all that in his brain. How he keeps up with all the differences, and it makes my head explode. Random movement game has a Star Wars fan version if you like your stormtroopers move 2 or 12 inches. Oh, great. Jill, are you saying Jerry has an unfair advantage in that he's actually working in a business where he has the freedom and even the necessity to remember all the games, and it's not just a hobby? Yeah, Night Runner, that's much what I do now currently. We've played a lot of Battletech, then we switched to we started playing Legion a lot, then we switched to Battletech. Now we're currently playing Frostgrave. And who knows what's up next? I think he would like to play Bolt Action, but I can't really be. I don't like World War II stuff. Well, Jill, all our memory is finite, so things have to leave the brain at some time. But yes, it's not an unfair advantage he has. He actually has to make up with games he probably doesn't like or doesn't care as much for. I mean, you see if Jerry talks about something he's really into on how much detail he has in his brain. Case in point, his latest discussion on the Zulu War with all the tiny fighting men being with the wrong colors on one base. Yeah, it's a job at the end of the day, you're right. And then there's this terrible, terrible thing that's called work colleagues. Other peoples you have to interact with. Horrible. Yeah, it's 40k. Well, to be fair, everyone on the show or on OTT has a system they don't really care about. And at some point in time, one of those is bound to sit in front of the camera when things come up. Like, we have seen John phase out completely. I think the only person I haven't seen going completely bored out of his existence as far as now is is Ben, but that I might have missed it. John would be rubbish at poker. John would probably wear mirrored sunglasses. Sorry, John. Wearing sunglasses to look cool and let nobody see what your eyes are looking at the same time having a reflective surface that shows everybody what's in your hand. Wonky, and that's totally fair if you don't like Gundam. And the thing with Gundam is, I would argue, is even if you're not into the thing itself, you can still admire the technical aspect of how well done these kits are. I mean, they're if you've built one in your life, you know what I'm talking about. It's just no comparison to anything else. If I open this is number 600. No, 700. I've done 600, so in theory that must be about a 50 round left. Yeah, real great, and some of even the cheap ones still run circles around Games Workshop products. Oh, Zoidpinhead, you can play it. Actually, Uncle Adam from what's his face? Can't remember how his Tabletop Minions has released a 28mm robot battling system. So yeah, you can play with him. And Bandai is actually making a small-scale miniature game sometime next year. Yes, Ewok, we know how serious you take Gundam. Nice try, mister. If I had more space, I might be tempted to do some Gundams again, but yeah, not happening anytime soon. Well, Nick, you've got to give him some leeway there. He is part of the factory team, and maybe he has some contractual obligations to mention that company X amount of times in his videos. Discourse saying Games Workshop. I feel if at any point in the future the negative headline clickbaity stuff stops working on YouTube, Not that that's going to happen. Discord is going to have a hard time keeping up views. Same, Jill. I've tried to watch 1 or 2 videos in the past, and it's no, not my cup of tea. It's just the way the videos are set up and presented is it's for me it's going from cringy to boring and annoying and back again. I mean, she might be a genuine nice person to have a talk without a camera. But her videos is just not what I can stomach more than once. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Warren has made her come over in the Discord and the creator channel as well. Way back 2 years ago, but that's about it. She never came back. Yeah, she did put up Jerry in the video, and I'm not sure if that was just pure coincidence or if there's something she wanted to tell. I can't tell. Maybe I should try to get her on a interview that's on the rails of what I had done with John, talking about anything that is not related to the hobby. But why should she? Dana Howell is an interesting one. She has a very almost sleepy like way of talking. Lila Mev, I'm not sure if that's the one I'm having in my mind. I would have to look that up. There are many creators out there, and sadly, I'm not sure why, but some just don't grab me. Either it's too stiff or too technical, or they're just discussing Warhammer, which I really don't care for in the slightest. Now I need to look it up. You made me look it up. Oh yeah, so Lila Mev is the one I've had in my brain. Yeah, I've watched 1 or 2 videos of hers, but again, somehow can't keep up with it. Luna Bacon? Well, that's an interesting username. Lunar break. Lunar break. Jeepers. The name people come up with. Yeah, that's probably the thing, Jill. Most creators do painting tutorials, which are nice if you're looking for that information explicitly, but there's only so many times you can watch somebody do edge highlighting and oil washes, and at some point, been there, done that, seen that bazillion times. Oh, and on a subject that really grinds my gears, when I read video description, very easy and cheap way of doing X. And the first thing you notice, they're using machines for whatever they are doing that are in the 3 to 4 digit range. At that point, my friend, you've lost me. If you tell people how quickly and cheaply you can make terrain by using a $1,000 3D printer, that fucking stuff isn't cheap anymore. Ren Temple. Again, that what? Who thinks of these usernames? Ren Temple, not even, doesn't really make it any better. Yeah, James, that's the ticket. I mean, show me how you rescue a $5 miniature by just using a jar of denatured alcohol, a toothbrush, and regular paint. Yeah, it makes Wonky Goblin sound normal. That's correct. Lunar Bacon, Ren Temple, Wonky Goblin. Who's the reasonable one? Jill, are you potentially, eventually talking about Squidmar? I do like the end result Zorp puts out, but his videos, I'd like to grab him, shake him, and tell him to calm the fuck down. Oh, I can't remember that Midwinter Minis that guy ever did a resin pour on a bloody expensive miniature. But I get where you're coming from. Where's my... Zoidpinhead, I'm with you, and I would like to add, I can't stand clickbaity titles at all. The occasional uh humorous mentioning of clickbaity stuff is okay with me, but doing nothing but clickbaity titles just now, Mr. Keybob. Oh yes, Wonky Goblin. Dave MS Payne's he seems a really awesome dude. Oh, and I find it hilarious that even though it should be common knowledge by now that every video that has a title with a question mark in, the answer is always no. When Dave from MS Paints was guest on the painting phase, that's one of my favorite YouTube videos ever. When he just goes completely off the rails, and they didn't even bother censoring him because they couldn't keep up. James Wobble is a nice, relaxing video, but man, he takes ages. Painting Face has the. I think the biggest problem was when they parted ways with with Peachy. They struggled to find a new direction and make things work, and then one thing leads to another, and yeah, currently Painting Face is offline. Oh, what's the redhead Canadian dude called again? Jeebus Christ. Brent? Was it Brent? He does the Jeebus. I can't. Brain. Goobertown. Thank you, Keybob. Yes. He's one very relaxing guy. And I especially like it when he does some educational content. I'm guessing that's part because he's Canadian, and for me, because he likes cats. People who like cats can't be bad people. And nobody mentioned Blofeld. Well, might be annoying to you. I don't find it very annoying. Yeah, he worryingly happy is a good way to put it. He seems to be on something all the time. The dulcet tones of Jerry McCabe. Maybe Jerry should be starting reading audiobooks. James, I'm not sure on what you are referring to with that mentioning. Yeah, but let's face it, there are way too many content creators out there, way too many games out there for any of us to have any chance of keeping up with all of them. So let's hope they stay very much diverse so we all have something to watch. Ewok, go play in traffic, please. Wanker. You know what I mean. Jerry reading books during a football match. Can you imagine? Yes, of course we can. James, have you seen that Catalyst Game Labs have made something new? There's some kind of reward point system they went into, XP Plus or something. They made a big song and dance about it Tuesday the week before. I didn't really get what kind of thing that is. It was really irritating. Um, the weird thing about Peachy is I really liked him when he was with Painting Face, and I like the way he's on Jugs. His solo videos, I just can't. No, sorry, none of them. I try and try again, but it doesn't work for me. Well, James, you haven't met me in person yet. What I do like is that Peachy is really into his stuff. He's not just out there selling shit. But then again, so are many others. Plastic Crack Podcast. Have I heard that before? Oh, do you want? I'm not saying he's not genuine. It's just the way he does videos that don't work for me, like many other creators. And the simple fact that I'm on a decline of subs on YouTube is pretty much uh, evidence that I don't know what I'm talking about and I shouldn't be doing videos on YouTube, which is fair enough. I'm not here for that. Exactly. It's just, and it annoys me to a degree because I do like when he's interacting with other people, but it seems like when he's all by himself, it's talking straight to the camera. Something's not working. Interviews with ex Games Workshop people are always interesting, no matter where you find them. it's always interesting to hear stories from behind the closed doors. He sounds like he's 12. Well, that's bad. Well, I was at 470 peak, and for a month now, I'm on a decline. So whatever happened there, flock it. Yeah, I can see how Peachy is still not sitting in the saddle as he would like to. But then again, and this is just a suggestion, maybe it's not even for him. Maybe he's not meant to be a solo creator. I'm struggling here doing a live show for people when I'm on my own, as you might have noticed. Um, it's way easier when there's two. So, you might have noticed I've stopped sleeving. I did them all. Next up will be sorting, but I won't be doing that today. No. Because I have realized that in both Rebel and Empire sets there are cards for for mercenaries, so I will have to separate them. Maybe it's just the time of the year that things now slow down again. Hmm. Yes, miniatures waiting to be painted. Not today. Not today. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow needs to be done working. And then it's Thursday, where it's Frostgrave time. And then it's Friday. Friday. Maybe Friday I'll be painting. James, I don't think you need to feel bad for being behind on XLBS. The odd thing is, when I'm not at work, when I'm having a day off or a week off or just something, I seemingly turn off internet completely. So when I'm back at work in the office, all of a sudden my playlist has gone to extreme lengths. Wonky, your viewing figures are all over the place because you're not having a consistent streaming table, I feel. At least that's my impression. Every time I get a notification when you're online, it's some other day, some different time. I feel that's the main advantage in my profession. I can have a monitor dedicated running hobby videos 10 hours a day. Not that I do get much content from it if I'm not really looking at it, but I create views. How much has Jerry emptied your wallet? Oh, yes. Best not think of how many times the big hairy man has tempted me into buying stuff. Just between you and me, because he's not here and he's probably not listening, I was tempted more than once to buy into the multi-award winning Moonstones, but I don't know. Don't tell him. He'll be very cross that I haven't. Um, so far, nothing, James. The set is still sitting here. I haven't decided yet. The main route of suggestions is do a something, monetize it and give the money away. But I feel it won't be that much in that kind of sense, so I'm still undecided. I see the words, James. I have no clue what you're talking about. What is on with Yellow Belly and multi award winning Moonstone? Sell it towards the UK road trip. I don't think that would even do a dent in that bill. Well, you can't be fans of every game, and I have played it, so I can't talk about the actual game, but I like the miniatures. The sculpts are amazing. Uh, I love the idea of just dropping stuff on the table and saying that's your objective. Mm. Well, Ewok, I never talked with the guys about anything politically, so I can't really. And I haven't watched the live streams for some time now, so I can't tell anything about it. Uh, I'm just going to take your word for it. Of course, I get that the repeated mention of a game tends to be either off-putting or making you more interested. I don't know why it's one way for the one game and the other way for another game. Well, it turns if that's the case, then yeah, fair enough. I pretty much have come to like skirmishy type games. Last time we played Legion, we played with the skirmish rules. Battletech in itself is a very small scale version, and Frostgrave, 10 minis on the table per side. You don't get much more skirmishy than that. Yeah, better be prepared. Well, to be fair, you can go totally mental on Frostgrave as well, because you need 10 miniatures for one side, 10 miniatures for the other side, and then you need a bazillion monsters for random encounters. I feel Frostgrave is one of those games that it's best played if you're already heavily invested in fantasy games for a long time, so you have a great foundation of miniatures to use in game. Wonky, what do you do if there's no faction in a skirmish game like Frostgrave? There's no faction. You have a wizard, an apprentice, and cannon fodder. How do you buy all the factions for that? Hmm. You sure, James? That very few games have actual factions? The Warhammer games have factions. Star Wars Legion has factions. Every fucking World War II game has factions. Well, if you want to be literal now, you wanker. Don't split hairs. Yes, Ewok, there's different magic schools, but that's a very finite number. And there's nothing keeping you from using the same miniature for a necromant or another mage. Well, getting every Blood Bowl team for no reason, I think, is the reason in itself. You've got yourself options. And there are not that many teams, are there? You're all very naughty boys. Great, we've ended at Monty Python. I have some Blood Bowl teams. I deliberately buy. Well, the orc team came same as the human team with the core box, and then there's the goblin team and there's the gnome team, and that's about it. Well, Wonky, if you got them all in metal, then that's not collecting, that's an investment. That's basically your retirement money. A large, Mr. Cut says. No, he says something completely different, which is a large. Yes, if you don't buy everything, it's a fraction of a fraction. Well done, Taurus. Good night, open ahead. Don't walk too far. It's dark and cold outside. At least here it is. Let me take a quick peek into my very dark coffee mug. We're nearing the end of the show. Any famous last words anybody wants to utter? Tank Encyclopedia. Have you shown that to John? If not, you might want to. But I'm pretty sure he already knows that.
He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
I think that movie needs a rewatch. Whatever has the Romans done for us? Yes, James, the comfy chair has struck again. Now, do behave, children. We will see each other again next Tuesday. And I will now teach you on how not to be seen. If I can find my mouse cursor. How not to be seen